The After Show. We just watched The Fly, episode 6 of Alien Earth. We're going to talk all things content wise of the episode, everything leading up to this episode that we think is pertinent, things that stuck out to us, our favorite moments, our favorite characters. Pretty sure our favorite characters are the same, but we got some new highlights, new things to consider. Wonderful, wonderful episode. This one specifically directed by Ugla Hawksdottir, Icelandic director. We maybe know her from Hannah. Was like a 2020 or 2019 action movie, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Regardless, terrific episode. Yeah, Hannah was 2020. Writers, obviously, Noah Hawley, Lisa Long, Dan O'Bannon, Heath. Maybe we get to this later, but I recently have, so there's some friends we're making on TikTok that are suggesting some other Dan O'Bannon movies, and so I started to watch a movie called Dark Star. If it comes up later, we can chat about it, but it's slightly off topic. Regardless, this episode is called The Fly. We finally get a look at the parasite alien life form with wings, what that looks like, what it does. This was one of the most exciting parts of the sneak peeks that we got. Oh man, 6 months ago, something like that, 5 months ago. That we could see inside of the containers, the like fogged up containers, that one of these parasites looked like a giant bumblebee or like a huge insect. So really excited to have essentially flying creepy monsters in this series. It's a good place for it. Feels right at home. We finally get a good look at that parasite in this episode. Now, the title is The Fly. There's a lot of things before we get to The Fly, and there's some really good stuff afterwards. And we'll break down, talk about those things. If you're in the live stream, you drop us a question anytime, and we'll try and do a good job of checking the comments better. Heath and I can get into conversation dreamland, where all we do is just talk to each other. However, we'll do a better job. So if you've got questions, if you have concerns, you say, Andrew, that's not correct. That person did not direct that property. Man, you got to call me out. You got to tell me.
I'm sure no one would ever correct us on the internet. No one would ever do that.
You don't think so? No one would ever be like super mad at us about silly things.
No, that's ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, here's what I say we do. I say we disable the pod, so we can. I totally messed it up. I say we disable the. I say we disable the pod and exfil in the chaos. You in?
I'm in, brother. Actually, no, wait. What'd she do? She didn't even say yes. She just went. This is like a half nod. I was like waiting for her to open her mouth and give verbal confirmation for chaos and exfil, and she didn't. Yeah. And I was like, oh, she's cool. Okay. You got it.
I definitely want to talk about it for like a bit, but the writing in this episode was so good.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah.
It just got me pumped. The 5 families, though, it's definitely my heart in this show. I was a little concerned, honestly, coming off of last week's episode, because I love that episode so much that I was concerned that we were like, we're gonna go away from what I just loved about episode 5, and then by God, they brought me back in
right to it. That, I think, is a really cool thing to notice. So we'll get into the content and we'll talk about it. I'm very happy with the writing, the tone, and the speed of this episode, because we did take a break. We had an hour and 10-minute flashback last week, right? It was a great flashback. We really liked it. But I was very concerned. Like, how are you going to get me back into this when now all of a sudden my favorite part of the show has been the Maginot? And man, they did it. And at the end of the episode, I'll give a contender for my favorite character. I'll give you a little update for who I think is up there for my favorite character, right next to Morrow. Anyway, let's talk content.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. obviously, this is a spoiler show for episode 6. So if you're popping in, watch out. Watch episode 6. Come on back. Okay. First thing that stuck out to me, when the doctors are talking with cyborg guy, maybe not cyborg, or sorry, synth guy, maybe not synth guy. He's got the bald head, and they're in the laboratory, and they're talking about nibs. They keep mentioning a known trauma for nibs, and I'm really interested if the trauma that she experienced was what caused her to be like on the table for the project, and if she was not sick like the others but just traumatized, and like they thought her life was like basically over. And like, I want to know what that trauma was, and I want to know why that seemed to be like the biggest deal to them. So those are some questions I've got going into future episodes. Not sure if I'll get a nitpicky answer to that, but I think it'd be really great to find out. But Nibs continues to be mysterious. And the whole memory wipe thing, what do you think about that? So essentially the company, the representative of Boy Cavalier said, we have to wipe her memory, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And fires.
Like, I've never heard someone not put the S on that before.
There's no if, and,
no if and
or
but.
Butt. Bute. There's no if, and, or butte.
Butte.
There's no questions about it, brother. So they actually fire the husband, which I thought was like kind of out of left field. I was like a little surprised. So Adam fires I wish I could remember his name. Do you have his name? Atom is the guy,
Arthur.
The bald guy who fires Arthur Sylvia. That's right. So Arthur gets fired. What do you think of that memory wipe thing?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool because it's whole like hardware versus software. Do they have the right to delete memories? I mean, that's basically what they did.
Oh, that is an interesting question.
So yeah, and then Arthur getting fired was like the standing point, right? Because it's this, like, no, I won't do this. This is wrong. And then he looks at his wife, and she's like, I can do it. And he goes, good, you're fired. Let's get it done.
And how messed up is that? Like,
yeah,
what a terrible. That's why you don't work with your spouse.
Yeah, and just so we're not like mixing words here too. He's like, yeah, if you're still here by tonight, you're gonna get shot. And his wife's like, ooh, rough day at the office.
Sounds reasonable to me. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my office.
Yeah. She really doesn't have a problem. She's not like, she's shocked.
She's weird,
but she's like,
yeah. There's a lot of red flags for Dame Sylvia.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, but the actor's age gap is like 15 years, and sometimes you can hide it, but it doesn't feel like you can hide this one. It really throws me
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, it feels like that was his mom. I thought that was the
I assumed it was his mom until they were literally like, "Oh dear, we're trying to have a baby," and I was like, "Excuse me."
You know, it's a stretch when they have to say that they're married, right? It's like, well, as my wife, you have to do this. Like,
remember, you're my wife. And we go, oh yeah. Yeah, so anyway, Dame watches her husband get threatened, fired, and goes back to her office and has, this is a little bit later on, but on topic, has a little conversation with Wendy, Marcy, about nibs. And Wendy kind of comes to this breaking point, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this because it seems like she's been talking to Kirsch. We talked a lot about the ship of Theseus type of story. How many pieces of a human can you remove and replace with something mechanical and something artificial before they stop being a human? And Kirsch seems to be pushing Wendy towards mechanical, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But Wendy seems to be leaning into it. She's like, you know what? I do think that all of these leftover pieces of humanity are my weakness. And she straight up is like, what if the problem is you? What if the problem is not any of these alien species you've abducted?
That was haunting.
But what if the problem is you? And I was like, oh, oh, course correct. Like everything is going so terribly wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I think dealing with Wendy's perspective, it seems like she's our morality in this. It's like we're
Right.
not really seeing if she is in the right or wrong. It's just kind of like she's our gauge, kind of, because everyone else is bad to gray.
Right.
And even the brother, he just wants to be with his sister. Something I think I'm really excited about that they haven't talked about yet is we're definitely getting the conversation of, is that his sister because that's his sister's memories, or is that her actual
Sure.
consciousness? Like,
Right.
can
What's
you
the
transfer
difference?
a soul?
Mhm.
Exactly. And it's just like, is that her? Is like, to me, she is. Like, they touched it, but I'm like, I think we're going to have a full on, like, what is this? Did we just
Yeah.
copy her?
That's
Because
are you referencing the question that Hermit had with Adam? Do you remember that one? The bald guy. So
no, I was
Hermit.
talking about, like, he was kind of talking about, I was just referencing when he's talking to his other guard buddies.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, this is
Also, a medic goes on patrol without a gun,
yeah,
and
seriously.
there's three of them
They're
walking. I
like,
was like,
we need another
okay,
man. Why? You're not going to give me a
for
gun.
what? It's like,
Yeah.
and also, if they need another person, wouldn't they be on different, like, feet apart? And I was like, no, just we need the third person here to
Just
walk with
walk with
us
us
without a
for
gun.
accountability because we're going to kiss
Yeah,
if you don't come with
yeah.
us.
And
That's,
aren't they married? They're in a relationship, right?
I don't think so. Are they?
All those other guards, I thought they were.
I don't know. Is it because they're a similar age? You just assume that?
Yeah, exactly. If two people are a similar age, I assume they're dating.
Oh, you're together. No, so you're mentioning the conversation they had when they're walking, which ties back to Hermit having a conversation with Adam, that weird, like, we don't know if he's synthetic or human kind of guy. I think he's a synthetic. But
Yeah.
Hermit's question to him is, did you transfer, I forget what it is exactly. It was essentially, did you transfer my sister's consciousness into a robot body? Like, did you move my sister's consciousness into a robot body? And he was like, those are two different questions. Like, oh no, he says he says, is that my sister? And did you transfer her from, like, her consciousness into it? Is this still her? And is she in, like, did you transfer her consciousness? And he's like, whether or not that's your sister is completely a different topic when you ask, is it her consciousness that was put in there? Because she could be not your sister anymore. So loose connection, but definitely a theme that's being sewn through the fabric of the show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I just think that's an interesting idea because the heart of this is, it's like, I feel like we're getting both. And I think they're balancing both really well. It's like, it's
Yeah.
a monster show, it's a monster movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then these philosophical questions. And I'm like,
And
they're
that's,
really
I love it.
poignant. And I think I'm relating this so much to Andor, and just
Yes,
like,
dude.
it's sci-fi, it's fantasy, but it is poignant and makes
Yeah.
and just well written. And I think, I just saw an article about how Quentin Tarantino is like, this is like the worst time for movies in Hollywood.
Oh.
He's just like, there's just garbage.
What a
And I'm
chump.
like, I know, right? And it's like, but I think these shows are the shining light, because it's like, this is well
Totally.
written and it's engaging. I don't know. I'm just having
Yeah.
so much fun with this show.
No, it's a really big contrast, right? You have stories that we shouldn't be bought into so hard. There are, like, people in spaceships on different planets with laser guns and/or fighting a rebellion. Why do we love everything like that so much? Why is the drama and the tension palpable in Andor when it's not palpable in The Last Jedi? Oh, I'm smacking my microphone around.
Hey,
Why-
sometimes
I'm
you gotta
getting- just Andor.
you're just getting fired up, man. It's
Yeah,
the pop
and
filters
so-
for.
Yeah. But the same question should be asked. Like, this is just a horror. It should be just a horror sci-fi creepy monster space movie on Earth, right? Not when you make the the fabric of the story deeply human. Whether or not you study philosophy or have read any sort of book or listened to a podcast on ethics or morals, you know deeply questions like this. What makes a person a person? What is a purpose of a person? And when they ask questions like that, everyone relates to it, and everyone feels that that string in their soul get plucked, and they're like, "Oh, what?
Yeah,
that's a great question." So it's a really great way to relate to an audience, to bring up human morality and philosophy in an approachable and, to be honest, highly entertaining way. I'm having so much fun with this.
Oh, definitely. Well, that's really interesting because it brings up, I feel like we're getting so deep into this, which is awesome.
I love it.
But I think it brings up that question of, we talked about Shaun of the Dead. The joke at the beginning is that everyone's already a zombie anyways.
Right.
And then the joke at the end is like some people, like cashiers at the store, are still like the same person because they're a zombie now, but they can still be trained to do the same task because they didn't actually need to use their brain anyways. Like,
yeah,
that's the big joke, And it's like, I think there's a fear in all of us that's a existential, I don't want to be someone who just goes through the motions. I want to be the main character. I want to be, and I don't want to be an NPC is basically,
no, literally.
And we're deep into the weeds here. Love it, but I'd love to jump back into the show unless you have anything on that.
No, let's do it.
Okay, so the lawyer for the 5.
Oh yeah.
Which that whole scene is just like, Boy Cavalier and Miss Yutani, which I was also curious. I was like, wait, so did they just keep their last name? If you are the daughter or granddaughter of Yutani, you all just keep the last name, or did you Yutani Senior, have a son and then that's his daughter? Like, I don't know. I was like, honestly, what is the family line?
Celebrities do that right now. Like, if they get married or whatever, they'll keep whatever name is famous and popular.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they're chilling with.
If your last name is Yutani, you keep it.
I'm gonna keep that name.
Yeah. So I just love that scene, though. I think Yutani's character is it feels, I don't know how you feel, but I do kind of feel like I'm rooting for Weyland Yutani for some reason.
Yeah, a little bit, because Boy Cavalier is so annoying.
Yeah, he's so annoying and he's so skeevy, and they're doing so much dirty stuff. And Weyland Yutani is the corrupt company I know.
It's true.
Like,
the enemy,
I don't know.
Yep.
And I don't know. I think their motives are very clear. Like, Yutani wants those organisms back. Morrow has the mission to return those. Like, they're very clean directives. And I think Boy Cavalier is so like, it's
childish.
Yes.
He's like, I want it because you wanted it.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah,
you wanted this thing from space, and that makes me want it.
What a great written scene where she's like, I'll give you 10 billion to give him back to me. And he goes 20. And then she goes 15. And he goes 25. Doesn't he raise it again?
Yeah. Yes.
Or whatever. She's like, and I can't remember. I think they settle on
20. It is. Yeah.
20. And then so she's like, I'll give you $20 billion. He's like, well, quarantine, I need to give him, I'll take the 20, but then, I'll return him in 6 weeks. And then she goes, I'll give you 50 billion right now to give him to me. Like, it's all she wants. And then he says, no, it's not safe for the planet. He doesn't care about the money whatsoever.
Dude.
Bartering was playing with him.
Classic billionaires. Oh.
Right? It's like 50.
It's literally,
I also love
the people of Prodigy City only matter so much. Like, they only matter as far as a piece in the chess game. He can use them legally as a reason to deny an offer. No, it's not safe for the people. Hey, you owe me money because you killed some of my people. But once it's not convenient anymore, he's like, yeah, sure, $20 billion will do it.
Yeah, which is crazy because he fought for the 20 and then he said no to the 50 because that's not what it's about whatsoever.
Right. He just wanted to see if he could push her over. Like, oh, if
And
I
then-
up it, then will you break?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then,
Yeah. And then, yeah, my quote, we started off with I say we destabilize the facility in exfil in the chaos.
yeah.
And which is crazy because we have this crazy thing of like, what's the Aros? What's his name? The guy that's on Morrow's side. Morrow has his ear. The kid.
Oh, Raheem?
No.
Oh, Arush.
Arush. There we go. So Arush is trying to convince, which I was cracking up at him trying to like convince people to come with him.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
hey, hermit,
He's like,
what are you doing?
he's literally crying because his
Yeah.
mom is being threatened. And he's like, do you want to come do something really fun with me? It's
Yeah, it's like,
gonna
wait, I
be
gotta
awesome.
show you
I
and I
gotta show you
love
something.
like they do the classic, hey, I got to show you something. And the guy's like, what? And it's like,
Yeah,
I'm
it
good.
shifts. It
Yeah.
shifts so hard. As soon as he went,
Ah.
hey, can I show you something? Hermit's like, no.
Yeah.
No,
I
you
love-
cannot.
That's the beauty too, I think, of like well acted. It's like you have to act like they would. No one would fall for that, right? Like,
Well, yeah, it's tough because there's still things in the show that we're like, no one would fall for that, but they're falling for it. So it's a delicate dance, right?
right.
So it makes sense. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that I would have gone with him if someone said, "Can I show you something that's really fun?" I'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't think
Nah,
so.
I'm good, man. It's
But
a face
would-
hugger, isn't it? It's a face
Yeah.
hugger.
Is it? Be honest. Is it a facehugger? But would you open a container to feed a parasite that specifically feeds on the material that you are made of?
That was
I don't think
I
I'd
just
fall
put
for
that
that one.
together. I didn't even think about that because they're like it's like all like rocks, like meteor
It's-
looking
It was
stuff,
literally
metal,
stones
scrap.
and motherboards from computers. That's
Yeah.
what that parasite eats, and he
I
knows
never
it.
thought about that. Wow.
He's so stupid. Like, I'm glad
Yeah.
he's dead. I'm glad he's gone.
Well, I think it was really important that Isaac died because I did
Yeah.
not see that coming. I didn't know they could die, and I like
Yeah,
it. Kind of
right.
feel like they were a little bit like Terminators, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think they can get hurt. And then those tongue bugs, if you will,
yes.
totally
The
ate
tongue
his
flies.
face.
Yeah. Yeah, so he definitely operates under that what's the word? Misnomer? The false assumption that none of these parasites are interested in me. Right? Only synthetics are allowed in the lab, so I'm completely
Yeah.
safe. And he, just like Chibuzo from the Maginot, he gets really lax.
Sorry, every time Chibuza, yeah, Chibuza.
What is that?
Roll call. Just keep going.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Her name is interesting. Her name was interesting. R.I.P. Chibuzo.
sad.
Yeah, he gets lax just like her. So just because he's a hybrid doesn't mean he's not a child or is not prone to like getting too comfortable or getting cocky. So I liked that. I liked the reason that he died was his own fault because he was still an idiot, just like people are. But I thought it was so funny. Like, dude, the one parasite that is actually interested in you is the one that you walk into.
Man.
Which brings up one of my biggest points for the episode, if you're ready for this.
I'm ready.
So the internet is calling the Oculus Eileen. Have you seen this?
no.
So the eyeball monster, they've nicknamed her Eileen. Do you get it?
Because she leans?
Because she's an eye.
Oh.
You didn't get it? Like Eyelleen, like like come on Eileen, da, da, you know?
Yeah.
No, that's
Huh.
not funny.
I was
Okay,
looking
sorry.
for a leg joke. I was looking for a leg joke because it's like, what do you call a girl with one leg? Eileen.
No, it's an eye joke. It's an eyeball joke. So her
I
name
don't
is
like eye jokes.
It's an Eileen.
Not a fan of eye jokes.
Oh. Anyway,
Is that a joke or are people actually calling her Eileen?
people are, yeah, the internet Well, it is a joke, and that's why people are calling it Eileen.
Oh, I thought it might be your joke. That's what I
No,
was
no,
inquiring.
no.
I don't like it. I'm
So
calling it the
anyway,
Oculus.
anytime that I called it an Oculus in the comments on TikTok, someone was like,
Eileen.
actually, the internet has all decided that we're calling her Eileen. And I'm like, okay.
No, I'm
like
gonna fight that.
I like it. So anyway, Eileen,
I'm fighting it.
when Toodles or Isaac Toodles is leaning into the cage area
Yeah.
to kind of put the floor on the ground. Eileen, via the lamb, bumps her head against the glass and freaks him out and traps him in there. So not only do we have last week Noah Hawley confirmed that Eileen in the tube was not trying to save Chibuzo, but was trying to distract Chibuzo so that the parasite could get out and do its thing. So Eileen is very smart and wants all the other parasites to do their thing because she's a parasite. She does it again with like, oh, you're in this enclosure? Bonk. Like, I'm going to make sure that this alien, this parasite can do its thing. And it'll just like whittle you down. And I love it.
I love it too. I think it's crazy. The Oculus is the chess master. It's like trying to direct all these things because I think all it wants to do is like maybe this will help me get out.
Eileen is the creature. No. The fly, I'm trying to make a Magic the Gathering reference. The fly is simply a creature that you can play in the Magic the Gathering. And Eileen is the planeswalker, the player, you and I, who are orchestrating everything.
Come on, Eileen.
Which brings me to the contender for my favorite character. My favorite character is Morrow. And there is a close second, which is Eileen herself. And I'm so shocked at how much time is spent on her that it makes sense. It works. She doesn't have a single line of dialogue. All she does is look around, you know? But there's so much to that character.
Yeah. I was going to say, I want to say real quick, watching Isaac feed these animals was so tense. I loved it. It was just so good. And you knew something was wrong when the door didn't work and he's like going to go inside. And the guy's like, what's he say? Like, protocols are there for a reason. They're not not a suggestion.
Yes. The scientific method is not a suggestion book.
Which Kirsch does care. I think Kirsch cares about, or it's at least he's directed to care about Isaac. He doesn't care about everyone. That was very obvious.
Totally.
But I think that was such a well done, just like segment. But then watching the Oculus just watch was just like terrifying. It's waiting, it's planning, and man. So
yes, good. Eileen is nothing but patient. Nothing if not patient. Wow. I'm getting all these figures of speeches wrong.
Hey, you do what you got to do. It's a Tuesday. So we got Wendy talking to the Xenomorph.
Yeah.
This was I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes sense, but I don't quite understand the point because there's so many things in this, like the Oculus, like Arush, like all these like different storylines that I can't wait to see what happens next. And that's definitely a storyline that I'm like, it makes sense, but it just doesn't like drive me. I assume there's going to be some point, but I think what it really is, it just came to me. I'm afraid it's going to be the classic Wendy is confronted by the Xenomorph and she talks it down. Or she saves her brother because she talks the Xeno down. And that's what I don't want. I feel like that's so played out. And that's the only thing I can imagine. Like, why are they having her talk to the Xenomorph, But it did remind me in Alien Resurrection when the three Xenomorphs are talking to each other and they start fighting. Like, it's like verbally fighting. And then they destroy the one to leak acid. Yeah.
They're like, hey, who are we going to sacrifice?
Yeah. It's like, no, not me. It's so funny. It's such a weird Resurrection is such a fun, ridiculous, like campy terrible, fun movie.
Yeah, definitely my least favorite of the actual Alien movies, like not counting AVP and stuff. Um, but still fun to watch because there's
Yeah.
stuff like that where you're like, oh, the xenomorphs are smart enough to like rip one of the number to shreds for the advantage. Um, ah, what were you saying?
Yeah. Well, so I think we have the talking of the xenomorph, which is an interesting
Oh yeah, yeah.
storyline.
It'd be like Chris Pratt in Jurassic World. Like if they pull like a
Yeah.
Chris Pratt jumps into the enclosure to like two palm, like whoa, 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 blue, blue, stay, blue, don't
Yeah.
do it, blue. If they pull one of those, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Well, and also that does, I think it is cheesy and overplayed, but that's also works better in a movie because that's one movement in the chase against dinosaurs.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
not. It's not very like cinematic, or it's not very. You don't build up to it well. So some of our expectations have been subverted already. We thought Hermit was gonna be the one who got the face hugger because that's what they were teeing up, right?
Right.
So maybe they have a really good track record with us. Let's be honest. Noah Hawley and Dan O'Bannon are doing a great job. Maybe they're teeing up that Wendy will be able to talk to the xenomorph and talk it down, and it's just gonna blow up in her face. That's what I hope for. That
Yeah.
Wendy will
Yeah,
think,
I hope
no, no,
something. We need to shake
because
up.
she's obviously very hopeful. She's like, what if the xenomorph? What if these aliens are not bad? And Hermit is like, they tried to kill us. So
Yeah.
what I think Wendy will be presented with an opportunity to let the aliens prove themselves somehow. But I hope that it bites her in the butt. I hope that her talking to the xenomorph does not matter, and that it just is like, hey, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll just see, but I hope it doesn't play out like that. But I also that
Like,
did make me want to bring up the conversation with Hermit and Wendy at the beginning
yeah.
when it was the no versus yes conversation,
Oh, sure, yeah.
and apparently, Boy Genius or whatever has said no is the first step to nothing. Like that's their
Yeah.
motto, and he's like saying no to abuse is a good thing, and it was just like
Yes.
such a that another example of just such the well written dialogue. But it's like, yes, like Wendy's learning. It's like, yes, sometimes you should say no. Sometimes you should and all these people. That's the the terrible thing about these scientists is they keep saying yes, 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 and they'll die. It's like at what point, And I think we really got with the death. We assume death of Isaac. I don't know if they can pull his memory or you know what I mean, like plug him back in. I think it's his death, and I hope it's his death because I think that actually adds some like tension because I was like, why do we have 5 immortals running around?
Yeah. Yeah, if they're genuinely immortal and they can just 3D print a new body, then dying from a xenomorph or a parasite is pretty anticlimactic. I hope that's the end of Isaac. I enjoyed his character. This is my prediction, my crazy prediction for in the
Let's hear it.
future. I think Eileen is gonna jump into Isaac's body.
I thought that too because
He's got a
eye
socket
was kind of
open.
popped
He's
out.
fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a fresh socket. And it made me think, okay, we've been talking last week and the week before about like, oh, we thought that Eileen was going to go for Clem, but Clem had too much brain damage from getting shot in the head. So then she went for Shmi, right? After Shmi, we're not really clear on the details, but then she goes for the cat. R.I.P. that cat. And
all right.
so like, is she limited to biological animals like mammals, things with brains? Or are the hybrids so advanced that she can enter like the body of a hybrid? Maybe not a synthetic, but maybe a hybrid because of how different they are and their structure, their physiology. Maybe she can take over a hybrid, and that would be sick because that would give us the matchup we've been thirsting for since last week. If you want to see, Eileen and Shmi took on a xenomorph and did a pretty good job for a human person and a human's capability. If Eileen gets into a hybrid, that is an actual fight with a xenomorph that you don't know who's going to come out on top. And I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, the kind of our own Alien versus Predator moment, like an actual rival
exactly
to a xenomorph. It's like, man, another parasite in a synthetic body. I'm pumped. And so also we do have after the Isaac death, and Arush takes Arthur and he gets face hugged. Yep. So we assume we're going to have another Xeno. And our current Xeno is looking prime. I mean, he's grown up so fast.
He's grown up so fast, my boy, my son, my boy.
So, man, I think next week is going to be crazy. I mean, so they've got 2 xenomorphs probably on the way, and then all these
and more humans flying to the island, and 2 or 3 more eggs.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I do have a closing. If you're done, if you have any more thoughts,
let me do a couple quick things.
Nice.
Because I did want to talk about Nibs real quick.
I'd love to.
Definitely major Jean Grey vibes. X-Men.
Oh, cool. Describe. Like, what do you mean?
Okay. So in basically the story with Jean Grey is that she's so powerful that Professor X has to kind of remove her from her powerful side. So he puts like a mental block in there to basically funnel her power. So she's like super, super powerful, but then
she's
basically
nerfed.
They're kind of like holding her back. Yeah. She's basically like, she puts a governor on her powers basically. So she can't use all of it. And then, but basically in the sessions, she developed a split personality and the other side calls herself the Phoenix. So that's kind of like the idea of like a split personality, but then when you repress trauma and you hold it together, it will blow up. The X-Men comics are actually pretty good. So
wait, you're talking
a movie out of it.
You're saying Jean Grey had like repressed trauma and that was also part of her split personality, which is the Dark Phoenix? Or are you just connecting that to Nibs, saying that her trauma could be causing that fissure where she's getting a different personality?
I guess a little bit of both, because it's basically that there is when you repress trauma, it develops something on its own, and it's going to explode. I think that's the main thing.
If you let it get to a breaking point.
Life finds a way.
Okay.
And I think if it's repressed, it's going to blow up, and I think it's going to blow up in a bad way.
That's a great prediction. I never even thought of that. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. So that's with Nibs. And also just the morality of it is so interesting. Like deleting memory, I think is just such a fascinating idea. And it's just like a sad, because I think we were all like, man, I think there's some memories that I'd be okay with deleting. But then it's just like, but you're changing who that person is. Or if it's like something really bad happened to that person, but it's like, but then you're deleting them, right?
And you're not asking them if they're open to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wendy's right on it, because she's like, did you ask?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
but her Dame's response of like, I gave her medicine like any doctor would. I was like, garbage, you're trash, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you.
Well, then also the ending with Arthur felt so a part of all of this, when she's like, ask me or answer me honestly, is she safe? Is my sister safe? And very obviously turns to the camera in the corner, because I was thinking that too. I was like, there's no way this isn't like bugged and whatever.
Right.
So and then he goes, yes, she is. She's completely safe. Which I thought was so cool. Like they basically pulled out like the iPhone notepad and like, look, check out this video, like typing like run.
Yes.
So my last thought, and then I'm done. Kirsch at the end. Where are Kirsch's loyalties? Like, because he knows Morrow is in communication with Arush. He knows that Arthur just got infected, but he's just watching it. And Boy Cavalier is like, everything okay? It's like, yep. Did he say yes because it's part of Boy Cavalier's plan? Does Kirsch have his own motives? Like, all of it,
Whoa.
you know?
I didn't even consider that Boy Cavalier wanted this to happen, and that Kirsch was saying, yeah, some of them are dead already, like you wanted. I don't think Boy Cavalier is that smart.
You don't think he's in on this?
No, I don't. It's hard to say because I didn't think that he orchestrated the Maginot crashing, and he did. So he could, I guess. Man, I didn't consider that. I assumed that Kirsch was curious because he's been curious about like the hybrids and the parasites and everything in a very silent, observant way.
Yeah.
Like he almost didn't even save Boy Cavalier from getting face hugged. He was like really interested to see what was going to happen. So I assume that he's coming from that perspective of like, well, this will be fun to watch. Not fun, like, because he doesn't have emotion, but like, this will be really interesting watch. This will be good data for me to collect.
Yeah. Well, I guess previously, whenever a synthetic has been psyched about a face hugger, it's because of a directive, like with the original
that's fair.
Peter Holmes.
Yeah.
Ian Holmes. My gosh. Yeah. Who's
That's
Peter
right.
Holmes? That's somebody. But Ian Holmes.
His brother.
Bilbo. Classic Bilbo.
Wow, good one.
But I think, yeah, surprising. He made a Lord of the Rings reference. I think I assumed that this was a plan, that Boy Cavalier was in on this, but that interaction could still follow. But then I also thought, wait a minute, is this just Kirsch, or is Kirsch loyal to somebody else?
Yeah.
Does he have directives from somebody else?
Okay, if Kirsch has directives from someone else, could that be an intro to one of the other 5 companies that we haven't seen yet?
I literally just thought that.
That's a cool possibility. Another possibility is what you're saying. If this is Boy Cavalier's plan from the start, then Kirsch selecting Isaac was very specific, and Kirsch is counting on Isaac to get all uppity about his scientific responsibilities and fail hardcore, which is so smart, and that would be really cool.
I don't know. I got the vibe that Kirsch was intentional about Isaac, but he knew Arush was trying to do this, and he was kind of like, let's see what happens. But it seems like if Boy Cavalier really wanted someone to get infected by the xenomorph, I mean, he already did it with the lung.
Yeah, he would just shove someone in there.
Yeah. It seems like he would just like not wait to see if one of his workers, who he did just fire him, but he didn't plan for that. He didn't plan for Arthur to be.
Yeah, Adam fired him on behalf of Cavalier. I don't think Cavalier knows that he's fired yet.
Right.
Yeah. I like this theory that maybe Kirsch is like has been given a new directive
his own motives.
From a different company. Because I want to meet them so bad. I'm Team Heath. I want to meet those 5 companies.
Yeah.
What
Well,
do you think about
Yutani has my pension, so I follow her.
Yeah, pro Yutani. That's part of the Yutani Wayland Union, actually. And for their 401k match is insane. I'm going to be honest.
Terrible health plan, but the dental is really good.
Dental. I'm not even going to tell you about the vision.
They give you silver teeth, and then I think I saw a mouth in my mouth, but
my tongue is gone, and there's like a smaller version of my mouth in my mouth now, but like that's fine. What do you think about slightly off topic? What do you think about the fact that Noah Hawley and the writers for the show did not include the corporation from Blade Runner in their 5 corporations?
Is that supposed to be the same universe?
Well, we've known for a long time that Blade Runner and Alien exist in the same universe.
I had no idea. This is the first time hearing this.
You're joking. Okay, so
tell me this again.
What? Okay, dude. Okay. So the Tyrell Corporation in Blade Runner creates synthetics. Before Romulus, before Alien Earth, the working, even Prometheus and Covenant, the working theory, fan theory that was like lightly confirmed by Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott doing Blade Runner and Alien. The working theory is that Alien is off-planet space exploration stuff. Blade Runner, same universe on planet Earth.
So it's basically just Ridley Scott was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, sure. A little bit, but Weyland-Yutani is in Blade Runner. You see their company name. So there's intentional connection there. Both of the synthetics, so synthetics in Alien and synthetics in in Blade Runner, have like that milky white blood. And it kind of, Blade Runner potentially is like next in the sequence for, okay, we have synthetics, we can use them partially for space travel. Then what happens when you build millions of synthetics and you send them off planet to do manual labor, and then they revolt against you, and that's what Blade Runner's about. So it kind of attracts, you know? But
I'd
Alien
never heard
Earth,
this is a brand new
wow,
theory.
yeah. So some people are up in a tizzy about it, and they're like, if this was supposed to be same universe, it can't really be anymore, because you would think that Tyrell Corporation, one of the largest corporations on the planet in the Blade Runner universe, which is only a couple decades away from Alien Earth, you would think that the Tyrell Corporation would show up in the 5. And that seems like a missed opportunity. But that's some opinions. I'm not sure where I land with that. I think there's still room for Blade Runner to exist inside of the universe, but kind of an adjacent thing.
Is Blade Runner supposed to be before or after or during the original?
So Alien would be
or that
after.
Theory, at least.
Yeah, the theory. So Alien would be after both the first Alien movie and Romulus and Alien Earth would all be after both of the Blade Runner movies. Actually, Prometheus and Covenant as well. So every Alien movie is after Blade Runner. Because Blade Runner happens.
Prometheus would be after Blade Runner as well?
The first Blade Runner is like 2015 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And then 2049 is a couple decades after. And then 2049 is the Ryan Gosling Blade Runner. And 2055, if it's in the same universe, would be the Maginot leaving Earth.
Which is, so that's also pretty cool because Fede Alvarez
tracks, though,
directed 2049 and Romulus.
No, that was...
Oh, no. You're right.
That was Denis Villeneuve.
What in my brain? Yeah, Denis Villeneuve, who's directing James Bond. My bad. So James Bond is also in the Blade Runner timeline.
The Blade Runner Alien universe. Yeah, so it's been an online theory for a long time, but some people are a little upset because this kind of goes against that theory. It's harder to make it work. Theory. But yeah, I think fine. Whatever.
I like the theory, but I also fully believe that Ridley Scott just stumbles into things, and I think he doesn't even understand what he's doing. Yeah. And I think he's made some of my favorite movies of all time, and I think he doesn't even understand how he did it. And
Dan O'Bannon, that's how he did it.
yeah, exactly. You know, honestly, I mean, it's just like, well, how was Empire Strikes Back so good? It's like who's the writer? I'm blanking
Not
on
George
it. But then,
Lucas.
Yeah, Irvin Kershner was the director. You know, and like there's the people around him. It's like they're idea guys. You know, and
totally.
I think like it takes a team, and I think the sad part when you have a lot of these movies. Now we're just talking your feature presentation, but I'll wrap up.
I know we can't help it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more. But I think it's interesting because like all these great movies, it wasn't just one person. Even the creative, the guy who came up with the whole idea and story and all this work, but it's like they had great people around him. It was a collective. It's everyone. And then the guy thinks, oh, I can come back and just me can make it happen. And also it's people's fault because they have like This happened to Peter Jackson. This happened to George Lucas. They just say yes to the great director who made this amazing thing, and they don't put impact. Should we not have CG rabbits? Should we not have a racist character who steps in the poopy? It's like people need to say no around these people.
Yes, this is not
Jar Jar
an
Binks
island of yes.
Is that reference?
Yes,
Yeah.
This is not.
Sometimes you have to say no to stop abuse.
That's right. Cheers to that. All right. The last thing is alien related, and it's just a fun fact that I learned this week. There's been a lot of really awesome conversations I've been having with people on our TikTok page. Go over there, give us a follow.
Check it out. We keep trying to figure out how to stream over there, but
I know maybe I'm hoping for next week. I think that'd be really fun. But anyway, something I learned via comments. I love your comments. Keep commenting. Was the blue lasers. So original Alien 1979, they borrowed the laser projection stuff from The Who, like the band, who is a studio over on the same block, to make this like covering for the eggs. That same egg, like blue light laser kind of looking thing, keeps showing up in all of these movies. And I've always been confused about it. They showed up in Romulus just on like a plank, like a walking area. There's a blue laser light. I was like, what the heck? They showed up in like episode 2 of Alien Earth. Like, where are these eggs getting these lasers from? You know? And turns out, maybe you knew this, it's not a light that is like motion detecting. The eggs create a really dense atmosphere that is bioluminescent. And that's how they know when to open. When someone breaks through that really dense cloud that they're creating, then they know like someone's here. And that's when they wake up.
Wow. That's really cool. So it's made by the egg. Yeah. That's really
eggs,
cool.
Given enough time, the eggs will emit so much like really, really dense, heavy particles that they create a small bioluminescent atmosphere that just settles right around them. And then when someone breaks that, it just ping, 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 and like sends a signal to them.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
That's really sweet. Well, I assumed it was something like that, right? Because it's like, well, he went through it and then it got activated, and I thought it was a ship cause thing, like an electronic.
Right.
But that's so cool.
I thought it was ship cause from Alien, yeah. But it keeps showing up wherever they go. They're on like a non-engineer ship, and it shows up. They're on an engineer ship, it shows up. They're on a crash ship on Earth, and it shows up. It's just crazy. So there's the answer.
That's awesome. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Awesome. Well, great thoughts. Great discussion. We're excited for episode 7 next week. We've got 2 episodes left. It's going by so fast. Andrew, why don't you take us home?
Tune in next week, Tuesday night, for episode 7, Alien Earth breakdown, talk, fun time. We'll be live, YouTube and Twitch, hopefully TikTok. We'll let you know. Follow us on the socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and just have fun conversations with us. We love to talk Alien. We also love to talk horror and anything movie. I'm wearing my Camp Crystal Lake hoodie right now.
Beautiful.
Represent Jason. So, have a good conversation with us. We invite you. And as always, go see a movie.
Go see a movie. It's live, so I have to push